You know when you saw that you were looking, oh boy, this is going to be one of those, huh? Well, nah, you'll see. Welcome to the second edition to Goosebumps HorrorTown's Revisited Special. We're going to be taking a look at the second book they'd introduced to this game during our update when we were playing the Shocker on Shockstory, and that is, as you can see here, Welcome to Dead House. And for those who've been watching me for a while would know that Welcome to Dead House is one of the three worst events we've partaked in, and in fact you can see my enthusiasm and all that, like why it was the case by watching my playthrough. In fact, I won't bore you too much with this information because most of it is basically just watch that previous playthrough. That it's going to be there unless you've watched it before and this isn't there, but I digress. So, in this update, you're going to see what has changed, what is different, and what comes within this bundle here. This, of course, takes a look at one of our main characters here, which is Compton, who is an interesting individual that they've decided to change, and his monster form, indeed, kind of still plays on with the book it was originally from. And I've mentioned before with his little spawn, this character here that looks like an Omnish character was probably be inspired by one of the, I believe Roy was the name, I'm not 100% sure, but one of the episodes they had this character, and I think this is what they were basing it from. But hey, you know, revisit back into my Welcome to Dead House Part 0 if you want to learn more about what's going on there. But, yeah, before we begin, I want to show off this. What you're about to see here is what this bundle comes with originally. If you haven't played through this update, this is what it comes with. It comes with a bit of stuff, not like as big and chunky as the first one we looked into, but, yeah, nonetheless, it seems interesting enough. It'd be more intriguing to talk about this whole thing. And if you've seen through my part 1 when it came to the Shocker on Shock Street, then you would know that it was interesting how a lot of pop-ups seemed to be there originally when we were starting this off. But I digress. Let's go ahead and just dive right into the first part of this dialogue exchange, and then we'll just go from there.
Beloved citizens, I'm thrilled to announce that the future has come to HorrorTown.
Are we finally getting a 4D movie theater?
We are not. With Compton Dawes' help and vision, we will begin the construction of the Dark Falls Seaside Chemical Industry Complex.
A chemical plant on our shores?
Oh, don't let that clunky name scare you. This will be all about clean energy, science, and progress.
And so much more. Our complex will revolutionize production. A new HorrorTown awaits.
It's gonna go quick, so get ready for this.
This is so exciting! A field trip to a state-of-the-art industrial complex. When Mr. Dawes offered, I couldn't refuse.
The lab, the core reactors, the built conveyor system. So much to see, so little time.
Yes, but remember, Doctor, the main reason you're tagging along is to make sure the children stay safe.
Of course, they'll be my primary concern. I'll look after them and... I wonder if they use Stratford modifiers to...
Dr. Frederick, the children?
Huh? Oh, right. Very well, students. Off we go. For science!
This is it. We're here.
That is one huge building.
I know, right? Ooh, I can't wait to step inside.
So here's our pop-up, place chemicals, you know, all the items. Basically what you'll do is if you've actually played through these events before, you would have had these up already. And they just go by quick, but if you're new, all you have to do is simply place the new items down and you're good to go. Simple, easy peasy. And surprisingly, only a select few items ended up actually being activated, and others not so much.
Welcome, eager students, to the Dark Falls Seaside Chemical Industrial Complex.
They'll have to do something about that name.
Thank you for graciously offering to be our guide today, Mr. Dawes.
It's nothing, really. I live next door.
So obtain some samples, dry ice, and ice cream. So some of that is going to be easy because I already have these items regardless, so I'm just going to have to spawn them and wait while that's going on. But what you'll notice is that some of these items will come and go, and it's really particular on the whole. As you'll notice too, Compton has no animations as of yet, but don't worry, they're going to pop up out of nowhere, and well, you'll see in a minute. But regardless, some times will pass. Oh yeah, and I should mention that there's a border on the side there. Don't worry much about that. That won't be there for too long. It's only going to be here for a little bit, like I've explained back in my Shocker on Sock Street why that was the case. But, whatever. Anyways, more dialogue.
Something smells really rotten in here. And there's a strange glow coming from Mr. Dawes' mansion.
Sounds like another case for the Many Mysteries Club. If only Dr. Fredericks wasn't watching our every move. He's busy admiring some flask. Now's our chance. This place is indeed some serious investigation. Let's go.
I should also mention that this will probably be different when you buy into it. It may have fixed their errors. You'll see in a minute.
I hear some grumbling coming from the mansion. Maybe a dog?
That doesn't sound like a dog. Unless it's a undead dog.
It's a undead horde! Ah!
They're still not scary. Anyways, we're going to get these stops of what we can't because we need the Darkfall chemical plant, and it looks very strange, and yeah, you'll see why in a minute. It's going to be interesting when it goes to the part 3 of the Revisited special because it's going to look into this, and yeah, as you can see, the reason why I can't really play much is because the Bad Hair Day bundle is still there. This is a pop-up that comes up when this was going on, basically showing you all the books that they're going to be adding. Intrigue. And yeah, close-up of what the Welcome to Dead house looks like. And then, of course, this is the bundle I finally got in here. As you can see, mine is a little bit... It's still pricey, but it has a lot more than the other one that had only 2 items. So, you only have 2 unique items. One is the billboard that... was a unique thing that I pointed out during the playthrough. I'm glad we have that item. And then we have the chemical plant. And as soon as I buy into it, the dialogue will pop up out of nowhere.
New town, new beginnings, and new riches. Good morning, Mia.
Good morning, Mr. Dawes, and welcome to our horrific little town. I hope you'll feel right at home here.
Oh, I will. As a matter of fact, I have already been setting up an industrial complex that will raise our town's productivity.
Alright, so get the Dawes place, have them do a business meeting, and collect some files. So easy enough. You might have noticed when the bot in the screen immediately popped in, and you may have heard some clapping. For some strange reason, anytime I buy a bundle, I just hear these clapping like, oh yay, woo, you did it, like very bizarre. And yeah, we finally got the book opening, and I'm going to now talk about the mumble jumble. So let's take a look into what this book is about. Welcome to the Dead House. Sneak into the mystery behind Compton Dawes' business. Sounds like there's someone in town caring about seeing HorrorTown look lively. Or deadly. Meet greedy Compton Dawes and experience his desires to be alive. Yeah, so again, it has another chapter, and if we go to the next one, we get the Compton statue, which is the grand prize. So if you played through the Monster Blood section, then you should be all well and good, but if not, then yeah, you would have been intrigued to see the results. But yeah, I'm going to that right now. So as you can see, I already have the item. Unfortunately, it's not really... It looks cool, don't get me wrong, but it certainly isn't really something that drops scares, so it's just a decoration, unfortunately. I got a bunch of this stuff here. One of them is the chemical plant. It looks really, really dirty. In fact, it kind of looks like... It looks like the one we got during our Monster Blood event. So I wonder what happened to the clean-looking one. you'll notice that they've changed certain things around, and when, like I said before, you're going to see what they changed. So I'm kind of curious to see what will happen during the Monster Blood when that comes into a book form.
Good news, everyone. The complex has been officially inaugurated. And to celebrate the occasion, Mr. Dawes has offered to give the students an educational tour of their facilities.
Cool. We'll finally get to know what all the fuss is about.
Yeah, so we got that done, so now we're just continuing on with these other stories, which is basically just make these items here, which I'm going to show off. You'll notice, too, that some of the items from that is no longer there. One of them being the plasma. I believe it was called something else. The reason why is during this update, they turned that into the chemical, what do you call it? The Tesla coils for the animatronics. So, yeah, so they decided not to have that there. The other thing they decided to remove is the ice cream smoothie. And the reason why I believe that was the case was because that had absolutely nothing to do. Like I said during the update, there was nothing to going for it with the sundae. I think it was a sundae, it was something. It was one of these items. And, yeah, it's kind of a shame that they decide to kind of, like, almost threw that in there without any regards. But maybe we'll see that kind of item in the near future for another update of some kind, seeing how they seem to love these limited time stuff because of FOMO. But, I'll give them credit, at least they're kind of doing this to kind of add to, and you'll see at the end of the day I've decided to change some things around with the look on everything. Yeah, and then there's Slappy here, which I am going to go here. Reason why is because Slappy is going to be dropping some items for me, as well as some other characters I put out and about. So Slappy doing the little dummy trick drops some, and I believe also Sharon drops some. Yeah, she drops one. So, you know, a lot of characters will drop these, some premium ones. Yeah, and I believe, I'm just thinking who else did it. And regardless, I'm going to speed him up because he's going to drop me too. So, here we go.
The complex would mean fantastic business opportunities for everyone involved, including you, of course.
Everything I do for my people. But color me intrigued. Do tell me more.
And immediately after that, we've done this chapter. It goes by real quick, and you may be like, what? Yeah, so they alter certain things around for some reason, and now we're going to go check out what the second chapter is all about. What seems a promising addition to HorrorTown's neighbors will end up being the worst undead outbreak. You better stay away from that house if you want to stay alive. Yeah, so there's that. And you might notice something interesting now after this quest happens. For some bizarre reason, if we go back to seeing Compton, right here, look at that. He has his animations back. Ooh, they're now back all of a sudden after I decide to buy in. So all these three, Dancing Uncle, Carrying Money, Saving, Sales Monologue, all has returned back once you buy the bundle. It's kind of a crappy move that they did this. I don't know if they'll change and edit it, but yeah, after what seems like a year, he's finally has his animations back, which is nice. Unfortunately, they only drop these unique items, which means I won't be able to put them back anytime soon, because what I've been doing is that after I'm done these stories, I basically get rid of these items because of the store inventory. Because what you'll find is that these items really don't have any value besides this book in particular. It's a nice little feature on the side, but other than that, it's just like, you know, I don't want to clutter up my space. I mean, I have, like, a lot, but I don't want to waste too much. Anyways, here's his second one, which is Carrying Money, which I remember when this animation was showing off, a lot of people weren't happy because this was coming after the Please Don't Feed the Vampires, so it kind of rubbed off the wrong way, if you can pretty much understand why that is. I don't know if I mentioned this during my playthrough during when that happened, but yeah, it's very, very bizarre one. And now we're going to have him do his last animation, which is Dancing with Uncle Tony, which I kind of joked may have been a reference to The Sopranos. I'm not 100% sure if that's the case. It kind of seems to be that way, but I might be mistaken. Also, you might be noticing I'm kind of putting some characters like Nat and Pat into these animation tasks because they drop these detectors that is needed for the quest here. Because some of these items require certain items, like even Jack checking cargo, which you'll do that there. And also Mr. Wood does something, so there's that, which I believe he does finding ghostly remains. And yeah, here's his little animation jiggy, so here we go, we're gonna have him dance, and no discretion as I did during my update, but yeah, there he goes, he's dancing. A nice little jig right there. Man. This takes me back, though. I will say that I do appreciate them bringing back these stories. A lot of people aren't happy with, especially with people like myself who have been working, who's been, during this update, we had to buy in just to get one item in particular, and then it's like, oh crap. It seems like after the first book came out and people complained, they decided to kind of add a little bit more to the value, which is just less of the less of the unique items, and it's more so, oh, here are some these drop stuff, here you go, you can have them again. So yeah, we're gonna have this go on a little bit, and it's called the ultrasonic device, my bad. And of course Conrad also does that too. He does it by gathering information within that little trunk. And Yvonne has also one, which is looking for more vampires, which is using the clock here. And I'll be interested to talk about Yvonne because, as I mentioned during my September update, the next book is going to be Please Don't Feed the Vampires. So, oh boy, that one's going to be taking a while because I'm in the middle of trying to complete it now. Oh, by the way, this is interesting. Apparently, they've actually ended up fixing the mutants animation now, finally, which is a nice little detail. I'm glad that they end up starting to fix certain things up. So you may not notice them changing things, but they are, and they're kind of fixing them too. So I'll give them credit. Good for them. So a lot of this is just basically crafting a lot of these items. So, anyways, continue on with the dialogue from before.
Let's go back to Dr. Fredericks. He'll help us out. I don't see how he could help, unless he has an Undeadify Nullifier 3000 or something. He's our best chance right now. Keep running! Trying to, but all this sand really isn't helping. Ugh!
Poor Chuck.
The colorhydrates are vaporized and then ultrafuse. Of course. Why didn't I think of that? So much science in one place. Transmitters and ionizers and a brand new current aligner? I don't think anyone will mind if I borrow it to repair the electrical transfuser I happen to be carrying.
Oh, Dr. Fredericks, you've been dearly missed. So yeah, what we need to do now is put some items down, which I've already did, and now we're going to be playing the Dead House, which is the scene you get with this item. Now, you might be wondering why the Dead House didn't appear in my stuff. Well, if you look during, I believe, the end of September, they actually gave this out in a bundle, which I ended up buying. So I got this little area beforehand early, and I found out why that was the case, because they decided to try something out. And, certain things change. Here's a close-up again with both of these guys scaring. You get a good idea? Them kind of having their arms out and then jumping up. I kind of mentioned they kind of remind me of the vampires in Japan that jumps. Like the undead vamp. I know they have a particular name, but they kind of have their hands stuck out. They kind of jump around, and then they have this kind of like ancient slip on their hat. And I believe the slip is there on purpose because, again, I'm very rusty when it comes to the lore of the East's I might be mistaken, but I believe Yokai Watch actually decided to go ahead with some of these yokai spirits and turn them into a cutesy game for kids to play like Pokemon. It ended up actually succeeding, by the way, but I was too old to play that game. But I don't know, maybe it'll be something nice in the future, especially since I'm trying a lot of different stuff out with the Goosebumps alongside. But, yeah, I'd like to hear some opinions.
There, all fixed. Now I'll be able to measure air qualities from electric pulses again. Let's give it a try. This is strange. Either my transfuser is still broken, or... This area is a high concentrated of phosphate, a toxic compounds that put living beings into a state of physio-death.
Oh no, not physio-death. That's too spooky for me. Yeah, it's like barely alive but not really dead. You know, like zombies.
Dr. Fredericks, we're surrounded by the undead. Yeah, and they stink.
It makes perfect sense. They must be poor regular folks who have been affected by the high concentrated of phosphate. Their skin color turns to cinder. They drink the blood of the living and make them undead too.
Do they also make them stink?
Their only weakness is direct sunlight. Too bad it's really cloudy today. If only there was another way.
If you like some funny maymays and whatnot, you should probably see the Welcome to Dead House bit I played, because, I did some funny ones there, especially that ended up being a weird glitch that happened with the, basically allowing me to beat something for a year, but that wasn't the case. But, you know, it was hilarious to see it kind of glitched out all of a sudden.
Wait, I have a brilliant idea. Follow me.
This could either be a stroke of genius or an absolute disaster. We'll have to trust him. Let's go.
Here comes something interesting I decided to do.
And now, children, behold, the piece de resistance, the turning room.
Impressive facility. But why have all the doors been sealed?
Oh, just so y'all remain here, while me and my minions revel in your young blood.
Again, those zombies are not scary, so obtain the undead nullifier, or yeah, whatever that device is. What's interesting too, and I'm not sure if this happened to me, someone can down in the comments can talk about it if they haven't done this before, but there was more quests to go with Compton, but mine didn't show up for some reason. I'm not sure if it's because they decided to cut them out and change it, or if it's legitimately like they're trying to say that, oh, he was always undead and not like Yvonne's minion, as it were.
Oh, no, you won't. Only I have the right to turn my students into lunch.
Step aside, you second-rate monster. Don't rob these children of their coolest undead fate.
And now we're at the climax, that quickly.
Stay behind me, children. I won't let anything happen to you.
Lying to your students, Mrs. Ma. Disappointing. Good thing I'm here to unveil the shocking truth. There's no escape for you, delicious little students, or your bug-eyed teacher, except your hopeless fate. Succumb to undeath.
Alright, so the last one is get the book sculpture, which luckily you don't have to deal with the bull. You just put it down and that's easy. You just get the nullifier. Again, it's nice when there's no stress. It's like, oh, just put it down. It's like, oh yeah, that's fine. I can do that. What's not fun was trying to grind for a stupid currency that didn't work at all. And part of the warning at the beginning of this video actually has something to do with a little grievance. If you see during my playthrough, well, not really playthrough, but with the what do you call it? During my playthrough of this update before, when it came up as a limited time thing, I had a bit of grievances when it comes to certain things that happened in there, and part of it was trying to get the grand prize. Now, I have the grand prize, but you may have noticed that the grand prize didn't show up in the bundle like the other ones have done, and I wondered why. And even with the having nothing at all, but like I've actually usually when it comes to these clips of like what the full thing comes with, I make sure that they actually have the what do you call it, the system in place where it's a totally new no file, like no, it's a freemium file basically, like a throwaway account, just so I'm able to kind of look at the bundles that come through that I won't be able to see due to other stuff. But one of the interesting things that kind of popped in here is the fact that well, I'll let my old self talk about this when it comes up, and it won't come up until after this quest ends. But needless to say, they've also been changing not only the dialogues, not only the scene or the quest or what you need to do, but they've also been messing around with certain items, and, well, I think you can put the 2 and 2 together.
Not so fast, you unshowered filth! Now, boys, activate your Lumifiers 5000!
It works! They're disintegrating! Once again, we saved the day. But, wait, where's Dawes? Oh no, he is escaping through a trap door!
This is not over, flimsy creatures. I'll be back, and I will have my vengeance.
And then we get the congratulations, we're done the quest now. Isn't it nice to have that in the very end, and rather than having it every done quest? Oh yeah, and then there's the glitches, so ignore those. Alright, so now these are what we need in order to get them. We got 2 of these already. It's going to be, the other ones is going to be a little bit harder, but hey, with the power of technology, we won't be able to kind of change certain things here. So like, yep, we got one of the harder ones, so now we get to the easy one. Now, I believe coming up is going to be my grievance as question, as I mentioned before. So, I'm allowed to now talk to you about what happened. This was recorded when I was streaming, or was playing this. I have no idea how come Mr. Zawad, every time I open my game up, he just kind of appears in the middle of the area and just kind of walks away. Like, what I'm talking about is that he just kind of is over here and it is... Anyways, I'm missing the point here. I'm sorry. And the reasoning I'm doing this recording as of right now, and I just want to point this out. You know the grand prize to the whole Welcome to Dead House? This thing right... No, not that. Not you. This. Right. This thing right here. You remember how this item in particular was like a scary decoration that dropped stuff? Yeah. This no longer drops. So this item became completely useless, and now it's just an interesting decoration. Wow, great f***ing job. Holy sh**. Fan-f***tastic. Oh my god, why is that? Well, is this statue? No. Great. Great to know that these statues here don't do f*** all now. Great. Makes me hate the Welcome to Dead House even more. Thank you so much. Maybe you can fix this or something? I don't know. Oh, God. That's right, folks. That hard item I had to grind my butt to get is now completely garbage. It's just a decoration at this point. And I'm real pissed off about that. Because you can tell my enthusiasm when I finally got that item, and then finding out that that does nothing now. I don't know if they changed it. I don't know when they changed it, but it wasn't in the bundle, and it certainly isn't. I have no idea what happened, but now it's just a useless piece of decoration to make this whole update look even worse. So, I mean, at least I'll give the vampires one thing here. At least their end goal actually looks cool and it drops stuff. I give that the benefit. That's the only thing it got top on this. Oh my god. You can tell I was kind of holding myself back, but I was still kind of swearing. And rightfully so. I mean, you would probably be in that situation too, and you'd be pissed when stuff like that happens, right? But yeah, there's that. You gotta live that forward. Also, I was talking about Mr. Zawad. I kind of figured why that was the case. It has something to do with the fact that he was credited to me rather than me getting him through a bundle. So it kind of ragged up. Anyways, I ended up fixing the problem by having support fix it. So I don't think he does that anymore, so that's great. I will mention that as soon as that part comes up. It won't be in this video. It's going to be in, I think, the school event that just passed. So yeah, we're going to have that go through. But yeah, we finally got the update. We finally beat the game, and there we go. We finally completed. So wow. Don't I feel accomplished? Yep. What a great final prize. It's like getting a golden turd. But unlike a golden turd, you can't sell it for money. It's just, oh, wow. They couldn't even throw me a bone. Yeah, this whole update, man. Wow. Don't get me wrong. I do like Compton. I do like the story. But they handled this so bad. The first ever book in this update is just so... And I mean like the actual release of the book if you were originally in the North America. I think in other places it was some time other, but yeah, I'm just talking rambling now. So, you might be asking yourself, should you buy this bundle to play this story? Honestly, in my opinion, no. 100% no. The items they give you as of right now when I was playing through it is nothing really to go home about. If you want to, you can. I mean, again, these are optional for the fact that it's your money, you can do whatever you want with it. But as far as getting this whole thing go, you're not missing much, to tell you the truth. It's really that just, oh god. I have no idea why this was so buggy as it was. Or not really buggy, but more, it was so disappointing. Fortunately, though, our next venture for Revisit Special might be a little bit better. But we'll just have to wait and see. And yeah, that will be it for this adventure. Hopefully you got some information out of this and enjoyed my bit of disappointment. But I'll end it there. So until then, dear folks, I'll be seeing you whatever Goosebumps HorrorTown gives us for next time. So until then, goodbye.